When you think about Mercedes, what comes to mind? It could be the Formula One team, the iconic Gullwing or SLS, any number of AMG models. But you know what's instantly recognizable as a Mercedes? The G-Wagon. A vehicle that has evolved from humble military-based roots to the ultimate luxury status symbol that is still plenty capable. This week, we are living with this 2025 G63 AMG, which has been given a new generation. The W463 gen ran for a very, very long time. There was a refresh back in, I think, 2018, which modernized the styling, but more importantly, improved the dynamics. It was a big step forward, a big change. But this one here, while it may look very, very similar to the outgoing one, is actually the W465, a new generation. The G63 still remains a twin-turbo V8, but it is now a mild hybrid. There's a couple other powertrain combinations we'll talk about in a moment, but I am quite excited to spend a week living with the G63 to see what it's like. They've continued to refine and push forward the drivability, the ride comfort, the handling to make what is ostensibly a box handle and drive fantastically. And the G-Wagon price has remained as lofty as it always is, because this one here has been optioned to $211,000. So don't worry, the G63 is still very, very expensive. The latest G-Wagon comes in a couple different powertrain flavors. For the first time ever, we have an all-electric G, the G580. It makes 579 horsepower and 859 pound-feet of torque. The G550 has dropped the previous detuned 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that made 416 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. Instead, we now have a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6, which is also a mild hybrid, making 443 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. Now, the G63 AMG still has that proper 4-liter twin-turbo V8. System output is 577 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, which actually matches the outgoing model, but this one is now a 48-volt mild hybrid system. And that ISG, the integrated starter generator, is able to boost output by about 20 horsepower, 148 pound-feet of torque, which does help at lower speeds as you're getting going. 0 to 60 in the low 4-second range, which is honestly pretty impressive for something with the aerodynamic properties of a brick that weighs nearly 6,000 pounds. Has a 9-speed AMG speed shift TCT, torque converter technology. It's an automatic, right? It's not quite as snappy and quick as the MCT found in some other AMG models, but it's still very quick, and you kind of have to do SUV things, right? Towing and off-roading, although most G63 owners probably don't do that much off-roading with their SUVs, but it's still plenty capable. Body on frame, locking differentials, low range, and so forth. So that's a quick overview on the powertrains for the latest G-Wagon. This has to be one of the most satisfying sounds in the automotive industry. Ready? The sound of that unlock. Oh, that is satisfying. Yes. Angel and I just moved into the new house that we bought, but there's the last couple of little things left at the townhouse we were renting, so we're using the G63 as an SUV to go move a couple final little things. It's not the most practical SUV, but it's enough for what I'm using it for. It's gonna be the nicest rear panel here on the tailgate, liftgate, whatever you want to call this, on any SUV I've seen. I mean, this is quilted leather. We've got wood trim here on the handle, and listen to this. That's satisfying. And if you need to check out your outfit, the side of the spare wheel is very good. It's like a mirror. Hello. Although I look kind of squat and warpy. Hello, honey. Welcome to the Mercedes G63 AM. No, I said I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my wife. Cancel. Take 2. Hello. Welcome to... Oh, no, it's going to pick up again, isn't it? Take 3. Welcome to the Mercedes G-Wagon, babe.
Thank you very much.
The G63 AMG. You were actually pretty excited for us to spend a week with this, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. I got on, what was the other one that I tried driving? It was Rick Hill's car.
You've driven a squared. Yeah, Angel has driven a G550 squared, the previous generation, 4x4.
That was really fun to be so high on the road, but it was a little bit scary spatially trying to drive it and navigate the roads of Michigan.
This is actually rather narrow for like a modern SUV, because they're getting bigger and bigger, but this kind of kept to its roots. But I'm excited to share a week living with the G63 with you.
Yeah, this is cool.
Time for my favorite activity, Costco practicality test. The shirt was not on purpose. The Costco buckets had the Death Star. $9 for these 3.
So it's a must buy.
They might be discontinuing it soon, yeah. Ta-da!
Looks a little precarious, but...
Nah, that's totally fine. Ow! Run your foot over and put the cart back. This thing is a properly cool spec too. Love the monoblock wheels. The startup sound is interesting because of the ISG, so it just kind of begins. Oh, honey, you didn't close your door. Everything is warm. Babe, this isn't a roller coaster ride. You don't have to hold the handle with both hands.
Sometimes it feels like a roller coaster ride when I'm with you, so this is perfectly appropriate.
Life is a roller coaster with you. Ups, downs, upside down.
Exactly. So
is that good or bad?
I think it goes for any relationship, I think. So it's neutral.
What do you think about the G63? Initial impression so far?
I think it's really nice, but again, to your point, I don't think, not that it's not worth the money, but I think if we were going to spend $200,000 on a vehicle or on an SUV, it wouldn't be this one likely.
Really?
Right.
So do you like this or the Range Rover we had the week we got married?
I kind of like the Range.
Yeah?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, the Range was more floaty, luxurious, but there's something fun and charming about the G. Because it's a brick, it's a box. It's an ancient, like, feeling vehicle, but it's got all the modern amenities and power. Also side exhaust.
If you want luxury, though, you'd probably go with the Range.
Yeah, like in pure luxury, right? The smooth, wafty feel, all of those features. A GLS Maybach, or a Range Rover Autobiography like we were driving is going to be more luxurious. But this is more fun.
Is it?
In a different way. I don't know. There's something cool about being in a G-Wagon. I'm in a box. Like, the windshield is so vertical, and the hood it's just cool. Like, the indicator lights on the corners.
I think the appeal of the G-Wagon is the history and the status symbol.
I 100% agree. That's very insightful. Yes, there is absolutely a status thing. When we go to downtown Birmingham, this is going to, I mean, these are all over the place. Like, we're just regular traffic in a G63. The special people have the squared, lifted ones. Ready? G-Wagon ASMR would be fantastic. Cold start in the G63. I'm going to leave the door open because obviously the exhaust pipes are right down there. So he just kind of begins. All right, wake up, come on. With an exhaust, this thing would be unhinged, but that's pretty cool. Side exhaust for the win. You do have a temperature warning that everything is cold, so don't go driving like a maniac. Do not leave people or animals in the vehicle. Just got the G63 washed at Out of Office Garage. Check out the Ford GT hiding around the corner. Looking nice and clean. Ready for cars and coffee tomorrow? But also more errands running. Oh God, the fact you can hear the doors unlocking from this far away is just... We're approaching fall time in Michigan, and what that means is it's apple cider and donut season. So I'm gonna take Angel to the Franklin cider mill, get some apple cider and donuts, and then running a couple more errands, gonna do some stuff for the house, and I think we might be going to get you a purse handbag of sorts, as if, because there's a really severe shortage of handbags at home.
There is. I think, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know how you've been surviving with only having 4 dozen handbags. You know, like it's like
we need one more.
The handbag scarcity is off the charts. But the upside is we're going to the outlet mall, so you know, frugality. What did you say about these earlier? They reminded you?
This reminds me of organic chemistry, and it's traumatizing to me.
Oh, like the little, the chemical...
Yeah, like the structure, the chemical, structure, like the carbon, right?
These are the locking differentials. So you can lock 1, 2, the 3 different locking differentials, and essentially it's for off-roading. So you can have the wheels turn. So it's if you're in a low traction situation, maybe climbing up a mountain or something, it's got locking differentials. So even though this is super luxurious bougie, it has proper off-road functionality.
So what does the C mean?
No, that's just showing the differential, which one you're locking.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Okay.
You can go to off-road cockpit. Let's pull up all sorts of stuff. I don't think most people take their G63s off-roading, but we did take the squared. We took Rahil's G-Wagon squared and got it really muddy, right? Like, that thing is crazy with portal axles, but engine data. What else can we show? We can show drive. There should be a, oh, we can show the suspension, our position. We're in Birmingham. That's our coordinates, in case you want to, you know, figure that out. Good morning. Nice rumble on cold start this morning. Oh, I love that. Side exhausts are just cooler. Think about what has side exhaust. A Dodge Viper, the G63 AMG. I had a Boss 302 Laguna Seca. That was my first car that I bought myself when I graduated. That had side exhaust too. We are making our way to downtown Detroit for the out-of-office garage Cars and Coffee at Shinola. If you're not familiar, Shinola is a Detroit-based brand that does like watches, leather goods, various little things. I actually have a Shinola watch. It's my concession to being from Metro Detroit area. But we're gonna go for Cars and Coffee. I know a couple friends are gonna be there, and I figured, you know what? I'll wake up early on the weekend, head down for some socializing, some donuts, some cool cars. Good reason to spend some time in the G63, and then we'll see what the rest of the day holds. Wow, it's already pretty crazy. Look at that GTD. It's got a full like race livery wrap on it. Ooh, is that a Heritage 350? Oh. Found ourselves some parking. That is a quality plate for a Corvette. Let's do some Cars and Coffeeing. We have launch control. We're in Sport Plus, race start. There was quite a bit of motion. Oh man, when you're initiating launch control and you're full on the brake and you floor it, it like is bucking, like it's fighting, ready to go, and then you just kind of launch. This thing is quick. It is a very, very fast brick. Man, oh, tomorrow we'll get the G's together. Yeah, we'll get the G's together. Yeah. G63 squared, not quite. We can't afford a squared. Neither of us can afford a squared. But you actually got one. I'm just pretending. I'm cosplaying as a G-Wagon owner.
The second one I had a 19.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to hear your differences, how you feel, because obviously still twin turbo V8, but now it's the mild hybrid. But yeah, in the dark chrome.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't this nice?
The starter motor is electric, right?
Yeah.
So it's just an instant. It's kind of.
It just begins.
It's interesting. Yeah.
It just kind of begins, right? But it boosts at lower. It's like 20 horsepower, 148 pound-feet of torque at lower speeds. But no, I was looking at. I first of all really like the dark chrome. Yeah. But there's a camera integrated into this, so like
I'm worried about that a little bit.
Theoretically, ostensibly, this is for like durability, right? You're gonna bump into something, a tree, whatever, and it saves your bumper. But now, with this thing is probably what, like $4,000?
Oh, sure.
Put it in Sport Plus, so give me some revs. That right there is reason enough not to get the G580 electric, because it doesn't sound like that. And the 550 is whatchamacallit, inline 6 now. Yeah. Didn't you think about that, but you swapped up the 63?
So, well, no, actually. I was going to get a 22 G550 Professional, still the V8.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a rare option. It's the cherry wood load floor.
Yep.
It's got the roof rack. It has the mounted tire carrier.
Yeah. While it may look almost identical, the newest G-Wagon does have a convenient feature, and that's keyless entry. So you see that little indent right there? I can put my hand right there, unlocks, touch right there. The key is just in my pocket. So keyless entry is definitely very handy. Also on the rear doors right here, so I can go ahead and lock that. Unlock. Don't think the previous one had that. It's G-Wagon Central at Out of Office Garage. You've got one here, and then Preston's new G63. So this is Preston's new 2025 G63, also the latest generation. This one has the, what's it called, the night package? Yeah. So instead of the dark chrome, it's all blacked out, the lower. The badging is cool though. Similar kind of treatment. The smoke turn signals, the fenders are black, mirror caps. These are the 21-inch wheels. Yeah. I actually really like the way these look. Yeah. With the gunmetal.
Not quite an all-terrain, but it has a little bit more beef.
A little more sidewall, but the monoblocks do look pretty badass. The refrigerator spec.
Yeah.
Man.
So this one has the black on the side.
Yeah, so you get the side steps are blacked out.
Yeah.
Same thing with exhaust tips.
That's new for 25, because even when you got the black pack before, they were always chrome. I like the new steering wheel.
Yeah, new steering wheel. I love the rotary dials for changing your drive modes and the shortcuts. You know, you can set this to program like your massage seats, which is kind of fun.
So they're customizable hot buttons, which is nice.
These nice Alcantara insert.
Yep.
So mine's got the quilted Napa leather, but this one still properly AMG seats. The headrests are actually surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
They're
the
very
little
plush.
swipey touchpad, the double MBUX screen. So, yeah.
But everything else is kind of ain't broke, don't fix it type of mantra.
I agree.
You know,
Dude,
so
I've been playing around with all the G-Wagons today. Like, the
the door,
1987 G-Wagon has the same
beautiful.
latch, the same feel as Raheel, you're squared, and the brand new G63. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's so satisfying. All of a sudden, I'm in the slow practical car. We got double RSs. Raheel's 991 2RS and Mobeen in the 3RS. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? All right, that thing looks properly cool on the road. Oh boy, I don't know if I can keep up with these two clowns. Come back! That's a nice little touch. The fuel filler cap has an AMG logo on it, but it's not a capless fuel filler system. And I think this thing has like a 26-gallon fuel tank, so it's gonna be expensive to fill up, and it's not cheap to drive a G63 AMG. Another important change is the latest MBUX system, which is a touchscreen now, which is fantastic. No more little spinny dial controller. Instead, you have this touch-sensitive swipe pad, but you can just use it as a touchscreen. So the system definitely works well. The MBUX system has a little bit of a learning curve, and once you figure it out, I'm a pretty big fan of it. It is definitely easy to use. There's my massage settings. I can go back home. There's a off-road page. I can go to the AMG Performance one, vehicle info. IWC clock is now a digital one, so I guess compromises there. Let's take a tour of the exterior design of the updated G-Wagon, which is not all that updated. This must have been a very easy project for the exterior designers because not much has changed. Visually, it looks very, very similar. There's slight tweaks to the front grille on either side there, and this one does have the dark chrome package, which I am a big fan of. The guard up front, the badges, the logo is this new dark chrome finish, and I'm a big fan of that. Now, this paint is actually a no-cost option. It's called Twilight Blue Metallic, and it has gotten a ton of attention, turned lots of heads, and gotten lots of compliments this week. I'm a big fan of this paint finish. We have the 22-inch monoblock wheels, which I love the look of on the G-Wagon. You can kind of see the red brake calipers peeking from behind. And apparently there's some other slight tweaks, so like the A-pillar and other things to try to optimize aerodynamic efficiency, which how do you aerodynamically style a box? I mean, they did some things, but overall, I mean, the look just hasn't changed because it doesn't need to. It looks iconic. That's one of the charming aspects of the G-Wagon, that it just hasn't evolved much over the decades and generations. It's instantly recognizable. As the AMG model, of course, we have the dual side exhaust there, the spare on the back, which also has the dark chrome treatment. Same thing with the badges on either side. But I mean, like the taillights, the bumpers, they all look almost identical. If you had to make me identify the changes, really it's the front grille that signifies this is a new look. But otherwise, these things visually still look the same, which I am not complaining about because this thing looks so cool. Launch control, foot hard on the brake, floor it, race start, and we go. There's like a moment of hesitation and then you just get power and torque. It's like bucking, trying to go when you're holding it back with the brake. I think it's ridiculous. All right, let's do a bit of driving and wrap up some final thoughts on what it's been like to live with the newest G63 AMG this week. I think a lot of people actually may not have realized that Mercedes pushed this forward a generation. It's a new version, 2025, because the changes are super visible. Visually speaking, I mean, it's the most minor of tweaks. The front bumper, lower grille area has been slightly redesigned. Apparently the A-pillars were slightly resculpted. It's not enormous, but when you look on the inside, we've got the latest MBUX system, which is now a touchscreen, and that's awesome. That's a great quality of life change when you're driving this thing. We don't have the little rotary dial anymore. We have this swipey touchpad, so that's a nice change. The new suspension, the cross-linked hydraulic system, optional AMG performance package here, it does make it drive better. It handles better. I remember old generation G-Wagons being, I mean, a fun experience. They were badass and cool, but also slightly terrifying, especially if you wanted to take some turns, get up to speed, want to do anything dynamic. It was just a little uncontrolled feeling at times. You could just like do this with the steering wheel and nothing would happen. Still right now, it's a little bit of that. You're just never gonna get away from that completely. But I mean, the old ones, it felt like you would put some steering input and wait 3 to 5 business days for the front wheels to respond. This new one here, I am in full Sport Plus right now. Dampers in the most aggressive setting. You know, that corners pretty well. It has gotten better around town driving, everything. They've really refined it. With the new steering wheel too, we have the rotary dials, which I love. So I can toggle down into comfort right here. Everything quiets down, calms down. If I want just exhaust valves, I press that. You can actually reprogram these to change different things. So whether dampers, drivetrain, I can make it do auto stop start on and off. I can even have it traction control. I believe I can also make it do like my massage seats. You can link it to all sorts of different things. Let's go back to the Sport Plus here. Downshift a couple times. The V8 still makes a good rumble. And I love the sound of that. V8 with the exhaust, the side exhaust just right behind me. See, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad at all for something that's still so tall and skinny. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Creature comforts, luxury, yeah, it checks all the boxes. Burmester sound system is great. We've got heated, cooled massage seats. Mercedes massage seats are fantastic. You know, I'm gonna turn on wave massage. Enjoy a little bit of that. That's very, very nice. This one has been optioned heavily with the manufacturer, some exclusive interior stuff, the wood trim, look at the cool font over there, the stitched, cross-stitched quilted Napa seats with the gray leather contrast. It's got like Napa leather everywhere, the dash, the grab handles, the window sticker's kind of silly, right? And we still have off-road cred, off-road capability. You got the locking differentials, we can pull up the off-road cockpit, press that button, some information there. So living with the G-Wagon, what has it been like? Well, there's still some compromises, right? The shape of the body means it's not super wide and spacious. The second row space is not that fantastic, but I do have tons and tons of headroom because it is very, very tall. It's obviously extremely thirsty. It will cost you lots of money to run, but if you're buying one of these, you're likely in a financial situation where hopefully you do not have to worry about the cost of gas. But the pros, it's driving better than ever. The V8 is still here, making a great sound, providing you stupendous power and torque. This thing is quick, like, yeah. And the minor little changes that really make a big impact, quality of life. The keyless entry. I can't tell you how convenient that is. I actually ran into another G-Wagon owner and they were asking about it. Oh, is that the new one? I'm like, yeah. And I showed them, yeah, it's got keyless entry now. You can just touch the door handle, the key in your pocket, locks, unlocks, all those kind of things, right? They're like, wow, I hate that my G550, I gotta bring the key out. It's those minor little things. It might sound like why are you complaining about that, or are you mentioning that? But it makes a difference. It makes a difference. The sound of opening and closing the doors and the satisfying feeling is the best. Angel is funny because she wasn't slamming the door hard enough. You got to give it a good oomph. You got to make sure it latches, it shuts. You have to be deliberate. You can't just kind of throw it and then hope it closes and latches. It just doesn't do that. No soft closed doors. And she wasn't shutting the door properly. It's like, babe, you didn't close your door. She had to try like twice. And she goes, why does it keep changing? First you tell me not to slam the doors on the A8 because it has soft closed doors. Now I'm not closing the doors hard enough. And I'm like, it varies depending on the car. And on the G-Wagon, you gotta give it a nice solid slam, and it's just so satisfying. This has been a lot of fun. The more time I spend with it, the more I kind of fall for it. And I'm like, okay, I get it. This is why people with lots of money enjoy daily driving G-Wagons, even though intrinsically there are so many deficiencies. If you really want the true luxury experience in a big SUV, a GLS Maybach is fantastic. Even a regular GLS is going to be more practical, spacious, the GLE, right? But the charm is the fact that it's kind of quirky. It's got compromises. It's preserved some of that heritage. I went and grabbed a 1987 250 GD and then a friend's G550 4x4 square just to try the different generations of the G-Wagon. What pothole? Where? Anyways, it was so much fun seeing the little strands of DNA that stayed constant through the generation of the G-Wagon, but also seeing how it evolved and changed so much through the iterations. Was that the pothole? Maybe. I didn't feel it. It was fine. The G63, still appealing, still so fun, still so cool. You love it or you hate it. You get it or you don't. Range Rover is a competitor for sure. A Range Rover autobiography for this kind of money is going to be so nice. I already mentioned the GLS. This is a lot of money. This one, base price $186, has been optioned at $211,000. I just drove a Defender Octa, and I'm going to have a Defender Octa next week. Those things are like $160 to $170. Can I say this is $40,000 better? No, it's not rationally, right? But G-Wagons are also known to hold value quite strongly. And residual value should be a consideration when you're buying any car, but especially a high-end luxury car, because depreciation on these things can be brutal. But not so much on G-Wagons. They've been known to hold value not bad at all. So G63, worth the money. If you got it, go for it. Latest gen, it may not seem like it, but all these little tweaks add up to make it just a bit better. And honestly, that's what we're getting to the point where it's just incremental improvements. I'm glad they still have the V8. You have more options than ever before. G550, inline 6. If you want the V8, you get this one. If you want all electric, you can get the G580. But I think continuing forward, even more so with the divergence of the powertrains, this is going to continue the trend of being the only Mercedes model where the AMG version outsells everything else. Nothing else does that, right? Because the AMG version is the most expensive, the most ridiculous, and it's always going to be a smaller slice of the pie for either the top tier clients or the peak enthusiasts. But the G63, especially now being the only way you can get the V8, I feel like they're going to end up selling more of these than G550s and G580s combined. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, this vlog, spending a week living with the G63 AMG. Thanks for watching.